Newspapers come out, they're going to help the church. They're saying that music is ugly. And it's not only is it ugly, but it's devil's music. If you go to hear this music, it's going to make you do things you never did in your life. And you're not going to be happy when you're done. Okay. More and more people want to see the jazz. The city get together, they're saying, oh, truth before this. Buddy Bolden is booked to play uptown at a society. The night he goes to play, half of the hall is filled with whites. Now the laws back then said separation, didn't it? It's filled, turn right. Where'd it come from? They got money. They buy their tickets in advance. Local guys come. They can't get in. They go downtown to the city council. They're begging, please, listen. Make some laws. We can't get inside society halls. The city said, okay, check what we do. We're going to give them a space way out on the edge of the city where they can have their music and they can go like they want to. They put them in a field called the Johnson Park. The first time they said go, more than 2,000 people showed up to hear that man's music. Whites downtown, the curious, the rebellious ones. Their attitude is, we're going to go see it. It ain't about all that. But when they would come, they find themselves doing the same thing. Look, thousands of people are going out here to hear this music. The law says separate. The music said unite. They couldn't do a thing about it. The people rallied around that music because it made them feel good. It made them want to dance. The music didn't care whether you could dance, if you had fancy steps, if you didn't have no steps. And they allowed to follow with the crazy visual thinking see, because nobody had the thing in their mind, what kind of dance you're going to do to something that's going that fast, first of all? Well, here we go. There's no name for this music whatsoever. But the downtown musicians, who are classical musicians, who are trained musicians, you keep hearing about this Buddy Bolden band. You gotta go see Buddy Bolden go. They get a dance downtown, 10 or 15 people come. Uptown Buddy Bolden's playing, the street's full of people. See, they go up and say, well, let's go hear what he's playing. They go down, they hear Buddy Bolden's band, and somebody said, you know, oh, that sounds like a bunch of jackasses. Nobody knows who's playing what, when, they don't know how long the song's gonna last. Solo at will, you don't know when they're gonna play, you ain't got no music in front of it, you don't know when they're gonna stop. They all play at the same time, they play the same melody at the same time, it sounds like a bunch of jackasses, train wreck. Thus come jazz. They couldn't say jazz music properly. Wow. So abbreviation is JASS, jazz. The musicians changed to JASS to JAZZ because when they put the sign up saying JASS dance, the children would come by and walk off the J. From 1895 to 1905, we have one jazz band in the world, Charles Buddy Bolden. He was the only person who could explain what he was doing. What he did was this. I told you all the music prior to Buddy Bolden was influenced by European laws, music laws. See, he said, no, all of my music is going to be played in 2 time signatures, 2/4, 4/4. All of my music is going to go boom all the way through. See, we want them to dance to my music. That was his whole issue about his music. Make them dance. No more 1 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Suddenly changed 1, 2, 3, 4. But no, no, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way. Come on, let's go. See, can you do that? Try this. Do this. Do it here. Try it. See, you don't need no music to go there. I put your feet in. Get up, somebody get up. That's the magic he brought with his music. You could dance to his music. You didn't need to know how to dance. You didn't need to have special steps. You could just get up in one spot and just shake. That was quite all right. Now, I told you the church said, if anybody's caught near the jazz, you're out. That didn't work. They told the whites, don't go up and see the music. That didn't work. They said, don't come together as a people. That didn't work. They did so. They decided, listen, who is going to tell us what to do when it comes to music? Who says we can't dance when we want to dance? See, they decided nobody can do that. The church, St. Peter St. Paul, was the church that did it. They said, well, look, what's the problem? We're losing all the white people out of town. This is the problem. What do we do to stop the problem? There was a man named Papa Jack Lane. You may see him. I don't know if he's up there. You can see him. He's a French-speaking German. He had 6 bands going on at once. He was like the father of all the brass bands. He was very smart too. What he would do, he'd make sure he owned all the instruments. See, because most guys, the hardest thing was to get an instrument back then. You had to set it off and get a catalog and the whole bit. Half the time, by the time you get it, the doggone thing's smashed. So if you wanted an instrument, you really have to see what in front of you, buy it like, and now you have an instrument. Well, he made sure he had enough instruments. If you wanted a job you could play, he'd make a band for you. Put 5 or 6 of you together. All right, now you call a Reliance band. Go out and make some money. He would have 6 or 7 bands on the street marching at one time, this guy. He's got all the Italians, he's got the Irish, and he's got all the German musicians around him. He sang to them, look, you guys are suffering, you're not making no money. We give a dance, nobody come. The music y'all playing, that's for old folks now. You gotta play what that boy's playing. But they don't want to do this. They don't want to follow nobody over. They don't want to play what he's playing. Jack Lane is saying, look, you don't have to play what he played. Play like he played. You know, play your version of what he was playing. It's the same thing. Look, I told you 1895 to 1905, we had one jazz band in the world. And because of Jack Lane, by the 1910, we had more than 50 registered jazz bands in the city of New Orleans. Not all of them could play jazz, mind you, but they were called jazz bands. The reason why was this, because if you give a dance and you didn't put jazz in front of your name, nobody would come. That's how popular it took off and started to come. By 1910, we got more than 50 registered jazz bands. Watch this. By 1915, now comes a serious problem with this whole jazz movement, because now the women are involved. The black women in the black community have decided they no longer want to wear their dresses down to the heels. They no longer want to wear their hair all the way down. They cut their hair, and they cut their dresses, and they threw away the blues.